Welcome back to the Avenue, and today, thank you for coming in first of all, and please stay with me until the end of the video. Don't be upset, don't be mad, but I'm gonna let you in on a little secret on the 7 ways people waste money in America. You probably won't be surprised by some of these, but some of these you may be a little bit surprised by. So we're going to talk about it because there's a lot of waste going on in America. And some of it, we talk about inflation all the time, and inflation's high, right? But if we're wasting money, you guys, that's only contributing to the money that's being sucked out of our households. So once we go through this list, look at yourself in the mirror and see which one that you want to attack first to make sure you're not wasting money.
She's a go-getter, alright. What a beautiful sight. Anything she sets her mind to, she stays on it day and night. She writes the checks, she signs the deeds. She plants the fruitful seeds and still finds the time to meet all her family needs.
First up, you guys know I like to get straight to it, and this one is one I hate the most. And this is paying high interest on credit cards. If you're in debt with a bunch of credit cards, you guys can range anywhere in the 20% to maybe 30%. So out of every dollar, you're paying 30 cents to the credit card company or whoever has that card that's collecting that interest rate. So you're only getting 70% of whatever dollar that you bought. And when you don't pay it off every month, which is when they're charging you this, they're charging it again on that same money, right? And then if you continue to charge, they're charging it on as the balance rises on that credit card. So this is the biggest waste in my mind that America is doing, because we're in debt up to the wazoo, and then we can't get out of debt because we keep getting in debt, keep charging stuff, thinking, oh, I'll just pay on it. Paying on it is not a good solution for paying it off and getting out of debt. You have to have a plan to eventually pay down whatever it is you owe without continuing to charge. Maybe start using cash for purchases while you're paying down these high interest credit cards. If you're getting, at best 3%, 4% in interest on a savings account. However, you're paying 28, 29, 30% on a credit card. Do the math. That just doesn't work. You're going to go broke behind something like that. So we have to focus on paying the debt down. High interest rates credit cards are my number one enemy. If I could have a magic wand, I would free everybody of those high interest rates. But we have to be disciplined when it comes to using those credit cards. If we don't see a way that we can pay those credit cards off in a reasonable amount of time, or can pay them off at the end of the month, we may want to hold up on charging so much, because it means that you cannot afford those items. Either way you look at it, just because you can afford a payment doesn't mean you can afford that item if you're paying 20, 30, 40% interest on these credit cards. So, and the credit card companies, they have you because they control your credit score and all that. When you start not paying them, and then they can call that stuff due at any time. Read the fine print, you all. And they can raise the interest rate at any time. Read the fine print. They just need to give you a notice and it can go up. So they've got you when you're in a position that you continue to charge, or you charge so much until it's out of control and you can't pay it off. The number one way in my mind of that we waste money is paying interest on credit cards. The next big money waster is eating out, eating at convenience stores, DoorDash, all these convenient things that we do to get food so that we don't have to cook. And I know it's expensive going to the grocery store because I've experienced that. I don't go out to eat a lot, you guys. I have various places I go. And actually, I wrote down in my little booklet how much I spend there on average when I go there. And normally I try to keep, if I'm going to go get a quick lunch or something like that I don't want to cook, I try to keep it about $15 and under. But when I go to the grocery store, the bill is high, but I can make 2 or 3 meals with whatever I buy from the grocery store. So going out to eat, now I do go out to eat sometimes at nice places and celebrate. If I sell a house, get a closing or something like that, I'm celebrating because that was hard work to get there. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to celebrate and go out, but it's not an every week thing. It's not an every Friday thing. It's not an everyday thing. And I catch some of these places if they have specials on certain nights, or I'm using their app and I go there anyway. And so I'm gaining points with the app, and I can go there and get maybe a free item or something like that. You got to be smart with this kind of stuff. DoorDash, I do not use it all. I know people use it all the time. You're paying a lot of money to get that food, brought to your door. You're tipping them and all of that. So, I've heard that a $15 burger and fries could ultimately be $25 once you finish with whatever they charge you and whatever tip and all that kind of stuff. So just be careful about that. If you feel like your life deserves that and you can afford to do it, but this is a big money waster because there's a lot of people that can't afford to do it, but they do it anyway. And so this is a lot of money being spent and wasted on that. If you could just take what you're spending and wasting and put it into an account and see how much it's going to gain with interest or invest it, that would be helpful. When we go to these gas stations, I don't eat stuff from gas stations, but some people do. They'll go into the gas station. The highest ticketed price, what they make the most profit off of, are their fountain drinks. So it costs them very little to mix up that sugary stuff that they put in those machines, and you go and you get a Coke or you get a slushie or something like that. They make a lot of profit off of that, right? And they charge you a lot, so you're wasting money. You can go home, just make it to home, put some ice cubes in the glass and pour your drink there when you get home. But we waste a lot of money on these convenience stores. And because even if you buy bread and stuff like that, I know it's convenient because you don't want to go to the grocery store, but they charge you a lot more there. So these are big wasters. And I just wanted to bring them to your attention. You live the way you want to live and do the things you want to do, but these are big money wasters, and the money that you're wasting that you could be investing to buy your future freedom, just think about that. That's all I'm asking you to do. Just think about it. This next one is another hot point for me, and that is subscriptions that people don't use. And the one that comes up the most for me, especially at the beginning of the year, are gym subscriptions. You get a subscription to a gym that you're paying every month and you're not going to the gym. Or if you bought magazines, I get magazines come to my house sometimes. I don't know where they come from, but there's no line item in my credit card or anywhere else that I'm paying for a magazine. So if I'm paying for, and I think one of them is because I have to pay realtor fees because I'm a realtor, they send magazines here about architecture and stuff like that. I'm assuming that's where they're coming from, but it's built into something that I have to pay anyway. I don't buy magazines. Now, if there's a magazine that I want to have, such as the Texas Monthly Barbecue Edition that comes out every 4 or 5 years, I'll go to the grocery store, find it, and buy it. But a subscription that comes in every month, I don't really have time to read these things. I have other books I'm reading, but it just doesn't work for me. And these little apps that we have on our phone, you guys, if we're not using them, take a look at do we really need to continue paying that? And I have found sometimes if you say you're going to cancel it, they will renegotiate, and bring some of those prices down for those subscriptions. So let's not sleep on that either. I've had it done for me. I've gotten it down very low, and I was kicking myself because I didn't call in. I've got it cutting down below 50% of what I was paying. So, look at that, call them. If you don't feel like you really need this app, or if you feel like you really need it, still I'd call them and say, hey, I'm thinking about counseling. Is there anything you guys can do to help? And if the answer is no, make a decision. But subscriptions that we're not using specifically, let's let them go. Let's let them go. Walk around the neighborhood, buy you some weights or something. You can do that with probably a month or two of what you're paying the gym and be just fine. Okay. There's a lot of YouTube videos you can look at how to get fit, how to get in shape just in your home. So let's be careful with that because that's a huge money waster. This next one is an epidemic in America. And what I'm talking about, buying things to impress other people. Luxury items, luxury cars, luxury watches, tennis shoes, just clothing with people's names on them and all that kind of stuff. Not because you really, really want it, but because it'll make you look good, stand out, and people get other people's attention. You know, you're buying it for somebody else's sake, not necessarily your sake. And that's what we're hooked on. We like to have those high brands. People buy all these fancy purses and don't have money to even put in the purse, okay? But they will spend $700, $800, $1,000 on a purse. I don't get it, but I don't have to get it because it's not my money. A good leather purse, I like leather, okay? I like Italian leather. I'll buy a good leather purse or two, but I don't have a closet full of purses and no money in the bank. I'll just put it like that. So, or no money in the purses that I'm carrying. So with that, you guys, let's be just conscious of what are we doing? What are we doing this for? Who are we doing this for? If you like the brand, you know, I like some of the brands. I like Tommy Hilfiger. They're reasonably priced. I go to the outlet mall and get that. So there's some things that I like. Some things fit me better than other places, you know, but their name is not patched all over it. I'm not taking pictures and putting them on Facebook and YouTube with, you know, Chanel purses or whatever that is. You know, I just don't, that's just not me. That's not me. So, but what I'm saying, if you're impressing other people, if you want to buy that stuff, you can afford to buy it, by all means, do, you know, what you want to do with your money because it is your money. But what I'm saying, just be considerate that if you're doing this so that you can impress somebody else or so that somebody can say something about you or something like that, you know, you might want to think about that. You know, so these red bottom shoes, I don't have anything against red bottom shoes, but once you wear them one time, my question is what happens to the bottoms, because it's probably not going to be red anymore. So they're going to be kind of all scarred up and everything. So I'm not sure, you know, about that. But let's just pay attention. But we have an epidemic in America because we like to impress other people. So whatever it takes to impress other people, doesn't matter what my paycheck says. But if it takes this to impress somebody else, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get in debt behind it, even though I can't afford it. That's what I'm talking about. If you can't afford to do it, don't do it. Don't get in debt behind something like that. Now, if you save up and you want to go spend $700 or $1,000 for a purse, and that's the way you want to spend your money, by all means do that, you know. But that's you, and that's what you want to do. Let's just reel it in a little bit from trying to impress others so much, okay? A big money waster. Now, I would ask, before you get too upset with me, that you hit that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information that I'm bringing to you. It's all out of love, you guys. I'm just giving suggestions for you. You know, this one is probably tight, but is right. You know, some of us need to hear this, and some of you all need to hear it from Adrian's Avenue, because some people may have been telling you this and you're not paying attention to them. So, you know, just take what I'm giving you and use what you can. If not, I want you to continue to come back to the channel, because I'll have something that you would probably like and can benefit you from. But ask me questions down in the comments below. I'm open to that. I'll answer all questions. And of course, also, I have my financial therapy cards available. If you go on my website that's in the show notes below, you can get on there. There's a newsletter that I send out for free. I just want to help as many people as I possibly can. I think the financial cards are working. They're helping people. There's 70 questions on them that you may or may not know. You have the answers to those questions, and you need to really think about the answers and move forward in your finances with these answers, okay? All right, on to the next one. Okay, this is one we don't do on purpose, but because sometimes we forget, sometimes we don't just want to take the effort and do something with it, we fall into this, and that is letting money sit in low interest rate savings accounts. If you're with any of the big banks, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, any of those, I just ask you to look at the interest rate of your savings account. See what 0.0% that you're getting. It may be 0.01, maybe 0.02, but I can guarantee you it's not 3 or 4%. It's not even a percentage that you're getting. Could be 0.5%, 0.25%. I don't know. But you're wasting your money having that sit in that savings account. And what they're doing with your money, they're lending it out and making 15, 16, 70%, 17% interest on your money that's sitting in their account. Seems a bit unfair to me, but that's the way banks work. And once you know what they're doing with your money, maybe you will be more inclined to pull that money out or some of it and put it into a high yield savings account that will give you 3%, 4%. Now, interest rates are coming down because interest rates are coming down, right? One of my banks told me that they were going to come down from, I think, 4.25 to a 4.05, but it's still 4%. So I'm still making more money than I could make in any of these national banks. Just take a look at that. I know it's a lot of trouble to go move your money around, find a bank and all that kind of stuff, but you will make more money if you do that. And that is a money waster. And you could say, Adrian, I don't have that much in a savings account. It doesn't matter. They're still making money off of your money, and they're giving you a little bit of interest. And that just bothers me. Y'all know how I feel about interest. I got a problem with that. But yeah, I want to make as much interest as I possibly can, and I want to pay as little interest as I need to. So that's a money waster. So just take a look at it, decide where you want to move it, and move that money. I will tell you now, I'm guilty as charged for this next one, and that is wasting food. When we bring groceries in, such as, produce that's fresh and we don't use it, we actually waste it. And, salads and lettuce, those are the things that are high on my list. Sometimes some vegetables that I let sitting in there too long and they go bad. But that's one way we're wasting money, because food is high, like we've already discussed. We know groceries are high. And when we bring it home and we don't eat it and we let things expire, whatever they are, I've had canned goods expire on me. Canned goods, they don't cost a lot, but if they expire, which means I can't eat them, I got to throw them away. And so I'm wasting money. So let's pay close attention, especially now since inflation is so high in the grocery store. We can't afford to waste food. So let's pay close attention. Let's do the things we need to do. If what I do now, which helps a lot, is I have a list and I plan out what I'm going to eat that week, and whatever it is I'm going to eat, whatever kind of vegetables, fresh vegetables that I'm going to cook, I only buy those. I don't just load up on stuff and put it in the refrigerator, because there's a lot of vegetables I don't eat anymore, but there's some that I do eat. The green stuff, the yellow stuff, the red stuff, bell peppers and stuff like that, I love that. And I may do a stir fry or something on that. So I bring those in, but I have to plan that this is the week that I'm going to eat them. And maybe in the next few days, I'm going to eat them. When it comes to fish, I go the day of, buy the fish, and then fix it. I don't like day old fish from the grocery store or anywhere else. I just don't trust it. So that's what I do with the fish. But let's not continue to waste food. And even when we go out and buy stuff, you guys, make sure you either eat it all up or eat it the next day, because some folks will leave it in the refrigerator and next thing you know, it goes bad. Then they have to throw that high price, whatever you bought to eat out, away because you can't eat it. It's not good. So let's pay attention to this and stop wasting money that way. Last but not least, we've made it. The last money waster that I will discuss with you is when I don't do this, but when we go in and buy these lottery tickets and gambling and all that kind of stuff, you guys, it's real interesting because people will tell me, Adrian, I don't want to invest because I don't want to lose money. But they are the same people that go into these convenience stores and they'll buy a lottery ticket not because they don't want to lose money, because I have a chance at making money. But we never think of investing as, maybe I have a chance at making money. When it comes to investing, we focus on, I don't want to lose money. But when it comes to lottery tickets, something that it may be a 1 in 10 million chance of you even getting the 4 or 5 numbers or however many numbers there are to win the big pot or the scratch offs, you lose more of them than you gain. And I used to go to Vegas, used to play the slot machines for fun. I would have a certain amount of money that I would play, and once that money's done, I'm done because I'm not leaving all my money in Vegas or anywhere else. So this gambling and the doing the lottery thing, there are some people that can't afford to buy lottery tickets, will go in every time they get paid to get a lottery ticket to think, oh, I'm going to hit this week. I'm going to hit this week. And they really can't afford to do that. If they would have put that money somewhere, high yield savings account, investing it somewhere, they would have been a lot better off financially now because they've been doing this for years and years and years. So that's wasting money. And I'm here to tell you it's wasting money. Yeah, so for some people, yeah, it's a game I can afford to buy. I don't even know what lottery tickets cost these days because I just don't do them. I don't do lottery. So, but anyway, that is truly gambling when you do the lottery. The investing is not, that's a calculated risk that you're taking when you invest. But, so yeah, so that is the final one. And as you can see, all of these, some of us can work on in some of these areas. Just take a look at which one you want to tap into to make your life better, to stop wasting so much money. And there are plenty other areas that I did not cover. You guys can drop me a line in the comments. What are some other areas that people waste money on? I'd love to hear that from you. But these are some that Americans, we are just, it's bad when it comes to this. And this is what we waste our money on. Money is so hard to get, you earn it. It takes time to earn that money, right? So you want to spend it wisely. You want to invest it wisely. The last thing you want to do is waste money. So with that, hopefully go back through and see which areas you want to focus on for not wasting so much money. With that, I will see you in the next video.